All right. What the heck is going on, everybody? We've got Clem in the top left side of this. It is the weekly ESL Open Finals. Team Liquid's Clem on a tear lately and opening up with an aggressive 2-Rax Reaper. He is, of course, playing against Tryhard REYNOR. Now, representing Basilisk, of course, Tryhard REYNOR is a special version of REYNOR that practices all day, every day. He lives at his grandma's house right now with no distractions out in the country of Italy where there is nothing to do. There's no clubs. To quote haters in the YouTube comment section, there's no girls to distract him and keep his mind on, or at least not many of them. Only one old girl that cooks him spaghetti, I'm sure, and is I'm sure an absolute saint. But yeah, he's practicing hard all day, every day. He loses one Zergling, no big deal, and it looks like it was a 15-15 into 4 Queen opening with a quickling speed. So Clem is unstoppable lately, and I say unstoppable. I mean, in terms of his overall form, he is so good. On the other hand, he plays so many of these online tournaments every day. He is just on that absolute Sigma grind set. For most players, I'd be worried about him burning out. For him, it just seems to be he just has fun playing all the time, grinding hundreds or thousands of games, and playing every single online tournament he can get his hands on. Now, that Reaper should not be able to get out of there. No, it does get shut down. Oh, he goes in the natural. Tries to punish REYNOR for being over-focused in the main, but REYNOR was well split with his attention. He did a good Spore trick to react, and Clem has to keep it in his pants. That being said, Clem has denied the third base. It's 3.5 minutes. REYNOR is starting to float money. Of course, he is nicely saturated. No doubt he'll put back on gas here, and he will finally squeeze that third base in at about 340. Now, you might think, what a huge delay, that's a bummer. It is, but because he's non-stop been injecting, he actually has amazing production off 2 hatcheries. And his natural was fully saturated so early. So he's actually able to just go, you know what? I just get a few extra queens earlier. I'm not that far behind from a regular third base. So I think it really works out fine, especially since this command center was delayed by the 2 barracks opening. So I love REYNOR's way of just saying, I don't need a fast third. Defend my 2 base, keep building queens, drone up 2 bases. And then you know what? I'll build Zerglings once I'm at 2 bases. While I'm waiting for that third to come up, he can drone after this. Because by the time a drone finishes building, transfers over here, the third hatchery will be almost finished. Now, he does come out with the Lings, and he will surround these Reapers. Unlikely those Reapers will escape, but good micro so far. Sorry, I didn't realize this was Beyond we're watching. We tried to lose him in the hedge there. But, oh man. Oh, the Cyclone's getting lured out. There's Hellions as well, though. Oh, is this a mistake for Clem? Oh, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. That's enough Zerglings. He thought he was saving the Reapers, but in fact, he steps into a trap. Oh, no. Clem is in big doo-doo right now. REYNOR comes in from all sides. 2 Hellions, 2 Reapers. 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions, 2 Cyclones for 17 Zerglings. And guess what? He's already droning his third. Carapace on the way. REYNOR with a monstrous opening air. And Clem's early momentum he was looking for with the Reapers. It gives you a lot more opportunities if that Zerg is obsessed with getting their third base up. But REYNOR going for a 15-15 just says, I don't care. I am just going to drone up my 2 bases really hard, then take a third and build Zerglings. And the fact that he's also been able to trade those Zerglings immediately to shut down Terran aggression, REYNOR's creep spread is going to be disgusting. This is the sort of start where if it was anyone but Clem, I'd be expecting creep on the Terran doorstep by the 7-minute mark. Like, you know when you go to put down your 4th command center out front your 3rd base, and you can't because there's creep there, and you almost want to type GG at that point. This is the sort of start where if REYNOR's on point with his mechanics, he will spread creep like a mad dog. Melee starting there. He's also got a lair that should finish just in time to start +2 carapace. And a 5th gas on the way. No 4th hatchery just yet. That's surprising. I thought REYNOR would be doing that. There we go. He sends a drone out now. Yeah, I would expect a macro hatch if this was a Korean player. But for a European like REYNOR, I think he'll just send a drone out to take a 5th. Probably about 6:45, maybe 7 minutes. Just whenever he has the spare cash available. 14 Marines coming forward for a drop. The Lings are on top of it. No chance for Clem to unload. He's going to have to use the boost and try to find either a corner or go drop in the main where the Lings can't chase him as quickly. Oh, he goes behind the minerals. That surprised me. Great little crevasse, a little gap, I guess. Not really a crevasse, more of just a gash. He slides into and cancels the 4th. Oh, Clem. Oh my gosh. Even with how bad that start was, Clem is already here so early with double medevac Marine, killing Queens, Zerglings, doesn't lose a single Marine. All he does is take a bit of damage on the medevac, and he's soaring in for massive momentum in the early game. Now, he does overcommit there, but you know what? Saves the medevac, only loses 1 Marine. And that trading back in his favor. Delaying the fourth especially is massive because we know that Reynor, when he's ahead in games, he gets further ahead by fully saturating that fourth base very, very quickly. Normally, we see him at 80, 85 workers at the 7-minute mark. It's not unfamiliar for Reynor. But in this game, he's kind of forced to just sit there and mass link Bane. This allows Clem to play a more cautious game, realizing Reynor is probably going to be looking for big counterattacks, big backstabs, run-bys, anything to avoid a frontal fight. That being said, Clem hasn't really adjusted that play in the way, like I said, he would. But he realizes he's forced this move. He's pulling in now. Lings go for a nice wrap around the left side. Hellions will be in trubs. But if he can run the SCVs... Oh, he's a little slow to pull those SCVs to the pocket, but if he could trap the Lings, that's big. Oh, Reynor actually gets 8 SCVs. That's way more than I thought he would get there. And I thought he would lose a lot more Zerglings, but not getting the depot down. Clem did not evacuate the SCVs when he had the chance while the Hellions were still alive. Clem plays a little bit greedy there, and of course immediately resumes attacking. Now notice, Reynor is not playing a macro game. Clem assumes he has to get over there and attack Reynor because Reynor's at 85 workers. We can tell Reynor didn't build those extra 20 workers. Reynor is setting up for the backstab of the Ling Bane. This is the counterattack style that we were talking about. This is the old school style that used to be Clem's big weakness because he's so focused on attacking. He's got 2 armies on the front. He's got nothing at home right now. Oh, God. Nowhere to run this time. The Banelings set off a massive 22 worker kills. Clem will counterattack with these Marines and Widow Mines. He'll get a hatchery. But getting a hatchery is not that important. Reynor doesn't really need it. Widow Mines clear some Zerglings on the defense. SCVs and a few Marines will be able to eventually defend, but 31 workers have gone down. The third is lifted. There's burrowed Zerglings in that base. He does take out the hatchery on the south. Clem needs more than that. These Marines need more damage. There's 7 Queens, 70 Zerglings, and 10 Banelings on the map. These Marines are desperately needing more, but look at that. He's burrowed Banelings. He's trying to lure the Marines into them. Oh, he's being a sneaky boy, is Reynor. Reynor trying to be as annoying to play against as possible. Another Queen does go down in the low ground. Every Queen snipe is massive, but he lost the low hit point medevac. He's only got 8 Marines left in that one. These Lings are trying to bait so incredibly hard, guys. They're trying to bait so hard. This is a bit obvious at this point, but Reynor made it look like he wasn't watching. He makes it look like he's not watching again. Does get a pretty good hit there. Got about 7 or 8 Marines. Nice, tricky maneuvers there, trying to bait Clem into it. Clem is on 40 workers. He's trying to rebuild his SCVs right now. Reynor only has 64. It's not an 80 worker Zerg. There is a chance if Clem can take some massive Widow Mine hits, some good fights, he's trying to micro his way back into this game. Southside Queens do push back the 8 Marine medevac. Clem's micro is great. Another big Baneling set on the ramp. We got to rewind for that. Oh my gosh. He detonated a Baneling to kill the Widow Mine. Burrowed 2 Banelings there. And Clem's like, okay, let's chase you. Oh my gosh. That's a way to take game 1. Reynor gets in the driver's seat and runs away with a quick first map. All right. Damn, that was a pretty insane game 1. Now going into that was the Terran map as well, Oceanborn. A map, I've been saying it's amazing for Terran for the longest time, by the way. And the fact that Clem picked it as his first map is actually kind of funny, because I remember the Terrans were saying, oh, Oceanborn's not that good. But have people come around to my way of thinking? Maybe. To be fair, it's not like I had like a firm opinion on it. It just felt like a small, cramped map when I played it. And I was a little surprised that the Terrans were always picking hard lead over Oceanborn, but it seems like maybe Clem's thought process on that has shifted. Either way, losing on your map pick sucks, because now you have to play Equilibrium. This map has a gold base with a purple gas. It's giant. It's hard to get over there and push. And you're playing Reynor. No, okay, so what? Like, well, what's the big deal? He's going to play Mutalisks. Have you guys seen Reynor with Mutalisks? If Reynor has enough space to play Mass Muta, Ling Bane, he is so hard to fight against. And that style naturally will take away Clem's momentum. Unless Clem can, like, just get a bit of an edge and kill him with, like, a very quick Widow Mine Marine parade and keep Reynor on the defense. Reynor's style would naturally be rolling Banes into mineral lines, flying Mutas in circles around his base. And Reynor's also done a greedier build. He shut down the 2Rex Reaper, and now he's going Hatch Gas Pool. So it's going to be a standard clash opening. I believe he'll take a 3rd base on 28 supply, 27 supply. This looks like Reynor's saying, you know what, I shut you down. Let's make sure we get a faster 3rd and play a more standard style. And on a big map like this, that's an excellent way to play. It's probably the optimal way to play if you're not afraid of struggling with early aggression, which of course the 15-15 is a little more favored against. According to the Zerg Cabal, all 7 of these maps are Terran maps. We have Twitch chat saying there. All right, factory's on the way here. So this is Reaper into a Marine factory. Very standard opening for Clem. Most likely we'll play a 3 command center build. And, oh, Reynor's going to take the front third. Okay. Not my favorite, that one. Oh, he's blocked. He's blocked. Oh, he does get it. Oh, by attacking the SCV. The SCV tried to run from the Lings, but that meant it opened up a fraction of a second where the extractor wasn't blocked. And he was able to take that. That's a really good play by Reynor. Oh, and Clem answers with his own. Clem's like, oh, you got fancy micro? I can fancy micro as well. And he blocks Reynor from doing the spore trick. This is why I love watching these two play, because it is always played at such a high pace. There is so much reactive micro. It's one of those things where sometimes StarCraft feels like I do a big play, try to catch you off guard, and bam, kill you, right? And it works quite a lot. And then there's like these two when they play, and they're both so quick at reacting to each other's. It's move into counter move into counter move, into eventually one player gets overloaded and makes a mistake here or there. And that's what's very cool to see. Now, Reynor, oh, he forgot his overlord for 36. He's been playing so much 15-15. He hasn't played a 16 hatchery opening in so long. He's building 3 overlords on 36. Reynor chucking a dark with his opening and saying, I can do lots of different openings. My name's Dark. And then, of course, forgetting every overlord because he's not good at any of those openings. And they're made up on the fly every time. I've always said Reynor and Dark are 2 birds of a feather. They feel even more alike after seeing 3 overlords building on 36 out of 36. It does really slow down your initial build-up because this natural is a bit slower to get saturated, but 345 rather than 320. Yes, it's a delay. It's not the end of the world. Still a big map. Still a good map for Zerg. And Reynor actually gets pushed into taking the third base, which I think is the superior third base than the one that he was trying to take earlier. I think the advantage of taking the front third is it can help push your creep further forward a little bit earlier. And getting creep out to that watchtower is very nice. Clem has, of course, gone for the third command center. Second barracks is up, so he's going to go into the 2-1-1 follow-up. So it's going to be, yeah, a double medevac marine stim drop. That'll hit about 6 minutes, maybe 5:30. Ooh, this is really good for Reynor if you can shut this down. That Reaper, not dead yet. Oh my god, that Ling was about to hit it and the grenade stopped it. And he actually gets a Hellion out. Really good micro by Clem. A lot of players would have lost that. Because you've only built 2 Hellions, you really don't want to lose it. You want to keep those just as something to stop the Zerglings running in and ruining your day. 3 more queens are building. So he's going to go up to at least 9 queens. Lair? Double Evo. Wait, oh, Lair, single Evo, Baneling Nest. Interesting. Interesting. So Reynor is going to take a second gas. He needs a third gas as well, I believe, to do such quick Evo and Baneling speed. Carapace is also a very expensive upgrade, remember. So he's just waiting till his bases are full on drones first. As you can see, 5 minutes. He's still not fully saturated on the third, partially because he's building extra buildings and saturating this gas. It's also just not organizing his workers in necessarily the cleanest fashion. Clem's got that third base coming up. He's got the single Hellion in the corner that can definitely buy him a bit of time, but that depot's an easy target. Oh, the Lings actually get a wraparound. Nicely done. And 3 Marines ain't going to be enough to defend that. That pulls the drop back. Very successful run by. Getting an SCV and a Hellion might not sound like a lot, but it's pulling the Marines home. This gives you a lot more room to spread your creep. If you can get another wave or 2 of creep tumors out, get your gold base defended, that'll be amazing. Ling's getting ready for another backstab. There are very few Marines at home right now. Uh-oh. Clem's only building 2 Marines right now. What the hell? Okay, he starts a third one, but yeah. His Marines come forward. They're like, oh god, oh god, oh god. The SCVs need to fight. Those 3 Marines get surrounded. Reynor's counterattacks are doing great. His worker count's only even, or at least it was even with Clem, but now he's up 6 workers after killing 6 of them. He builds a few more, turns that into a 10 worker advantage. The Queen's coming out. They transfuse right there. The Marines and the medevacs microing in and out, not finding any real direct damage. He's going to go north to clear up some creep. Clem getting caught off guard by this. The 2 barracks opening does have it has a dearth in production. And because he only had 1 Hellion, he was actually very vulnerable. He had to build 2 more Hellions just to help defend his base there. Even though, obviously, you don't normally build Hellions after the early game, as the Widowmine is the superior unit. Double drop rotates towards the main. He did clear the creep, but not impactful, because tumors are immediately respread. And as long as Reynor keeps spreading that creep, I think he's looking fantastic. Second Evo Chamber starts a melee upgrade. His Baneling speed is now done. Reynor's economy is not ahead. He's playing the exact same style as game one. This is a style I used for a long time back on the 2K Atmospheres map pool. I've talked a lot about how it's basically your way of, because Terran doesn't really check that you're droning, they always assume. It's a way of punishing a Terran who's on autopilot, which is, Baneling rolling. Oh my god. Oh, big Baneling hit. Okay, only 5 SCVs. Luckily, the Marines and the aliens did their job to limit that damage. That could have been a lot worse there. But the whole idea is a lot of Terrans they think, I'm the attacker, you're the defender. Because 9 times out of 10, during this stage, Zerg just defends and Terran just attacks. And you can take advantage of that complacency of the Terran player by having way more units than normal, swamping their aggression, and then also doing big counterattacks. But, oh my gosh, this Widowmine aggression is painful. Good Spore Trick to defend that first one. Second one's going to be a problem. And another Spore Trick. Reynor's micro is so slick. Marines on the front coming to clear the creep. Clem has to pick up, and he does do that. He sees, oh no! He moves out as the Banelings roll in. Like I said, if they're on autopilot thinking, I'm the aggressor, and I mean, he's got Widowmine drops everywhere, of course he thinks Reynor's in trouble. Another Widowmine drop goes in the bottom. He thinks, of course, Reynor's on the defense. I'm Widowmine dropping him. How could he possibly attack me at the same time? But Reynor is only on 50 workers right now. After losing those 4 workers, he's actually still behind in economy. He's all in, but Clem keeps thinking, oh no, I've taken so much damage, I need to attack. Little does he realize, this isn't all in from Reynor at this point. Reynor needs to do massive damage, but Clem, because he's so dead set on attacking, keeps giving him the opportunity. That being said, he's finding damage. The queens are falling. Oh no! Massive damage coming in there. The queens are going down. Reynor is committing everything to the counter attack. He's going to get rid of the 4th command center. It will die. You can see that going down in the bottom right of our screen. Sorry. The Marines going to that right side. They've picked up and moved. There is another Marine drop in the north as well. Second factory forced to lift. Depots going down would be a big cost. 2-2's on the way for Zerg. It's just started, whereas +2 attack is already 90 seconds, halfway complete for the Terran player. Marines in the north getting surrounded. Clem a little slow to pick him up, but he does save all 8 remaining Marines. Redropping on the south as well. Reynor's economy is not great. Remember, he needs more damage. He needs to once again clear this third. The depots did all burn down. The command center relands on the third. It's the gold base that's really keeping Reynor's dreams alive. The purple gas, the gold base being fully saturated. As long as he has that gold base, and he's got so many actual bases to mine from, Clem's just not going to be able to keep up the income. And look at that, fresh mules. Fresh mules get caught. The Widowmines get spread against. Great control there for Reynor as he does roll in. Double drop over here. There is a Widowmine on the left that could also bait him into that potentially in the near future. Massling Bane attack. He goes for a giant YOLO. Oh, Reynor taking a pretty bad start to the fight. Does he have the numbers to capitalize? No. Clem focused down all the Banelings. Reynor went in with his Marines first. Clem killing all of the units. He does still lose 13 SCVs to the Zerglings, but Reynor, that was not an efficient fight at the start of that. That was kind of messy. It might be okay because he killed the workers on the third, but that's a dangerous trade to be taking. The Widowmine is still down there. Overseer's morphing to deal with it. The Marine drop is shut down. Clem is stuck with no offense other than this double drop, though. He's going to send it across the map. He needs to build nothing but fighting units. He has too many medevacs right now. 10 medevacs, very few fighting units, very few workers. Clem, on the work account, is doing great. You could argue he's winning this game on the work account. The problem is, if he settles on the aggression, Reynor will build 30 drones and have 5 bases, 90 workers, which you can't compete with. As a Terran, you're going to be much slower to rebuild your work account to build extra bases, and Clem hasn't started that. He's just started +2 attack, drilling clauses on the way, building Marines, mines. He's building more medevacs, which he certainly does not need. Reynor has not taken a break to properly drone. He's just squeezing 5 workers in, Burrow, and his 2-2 is about to finish. Reynor really upping the ante, saying, I'm going to go first. I'm not just going to sit on the defense and let Clem get in his comfort zone. That has been and always will be a mistake against Clem. Letting Clem pick and choose his engagements is not a good idea. Trying to win games like that is like trying to win the lottery. It's like walking into a casino, playing the slot machines, the pokies, and saying, yeah, this is a good idea statistically. This is going to work out for me. It generally doesn't. Oh! Baneling sneak in the north while the Ling run by gets in the natural. Massive damage. Clem is going to try to punish. Widowmine does hit a few of those units. It also hits the medevacs. Clem is forced to pick up. The Widowmine's unable to get the big hits on the Banelings. SCVs getting slaughtered. Those Baneling run-bys have been incessant. Reynor constantly coming in. Clem, though, those are empty medevacs in the middle of the map. The double drop in the back of the natural gets a few drones, but that medevac is deep in the red. There's almost no queens left. 5 queens only on this map. Another one falling. REYNOR has so little anti-air right now to deal with these attacks. He focuses down some drones, does CLEM, saves the Marines in the north. Marines in the south finding even more damage. Dude, CLEM is up 20 supply. It's 2-1 versus 2-2. Yes, that's in REYNOR's favor, but I don't know if the lacking armor upgrade really matters. Queens focus down the medevacs, but the medevac saves a few of the Marines. In the north, Lingbane coming forward. That Widowmine could land a big boom boom, and it does! Liberator Siege is up. Queen is somehow out of range of it. This is pure chaos right now. The Lingbane chasing the army. That Liberator is actually going to die to the Queen. You can check its hit points in the bottom right if you want to monitor that. The Lings, the Banes chasing back CLEM. At the same time, CLEM's redrop comes in here. The Queen does burrow in order to hide. The Overlord tanks the Widowmine. It does take that one away. My god, this is pure chaos. But the Spore Crawler comes in clutch and shuts down the dropper CLEM. REYNOR splits on the retreat, does mitigate the damage. He's going to hide the Zerglings up there with Burrow. He knows CLEM's a broke boy. And much like a simp on Twitch TV for Pokimane that can't afford $28 cookies, CLEM could not afford that scan. He pays for it anyway because he is, of course, hoping that his dreams won't stay dreams and they will actually become reality. But we all know it goes the same way for Twitch simps as it does for a Terran who only has 3 orbitals and is using those scans right now. Queen's trying to take out the Liberator. One Queen will go down. Gets a second Queen, but losing the Lib is a problem. The Ling's in the mineral line again? Oh, and he burrows. He's like, you can't afford to scan. You can't afford to scan, CLEM. Oh, CLEM with a nice pick up there. Oh, decent Widowmine hits, but not finding the center of the Banelings. He's going to go into that gold base pushing him back. 34 workers. Oh my god, the Lings are in again. He left nothing to defend. The Lings unburrowed and do 5 more workers of damage. CLEM says there is one solution to this game, and that is jamming it into every orifice simultaneously. This man has 0 chill. The Marines in the north. He's going to go after the Queens on the high ground. Those medevacs are so low. The Marines in the corner slaughter the Zerglings. Oh my lord, those Marines are taking a good fight, but you gotta watch out for the Banelings. The focus fire is good. There's more Banelings behind CLEM. Saves the Marines at the last second like an absolute Chad gamer. Even saves the Widowmines with the unburrow. He does come in with a redrop of the Marines. I love that there is a trap. Because CLEM has dropped here like 10 times this game, REYNOR has set up the most clever Baneling trap, hoping that later on CLEM redrops there since he keeps doing the high ground, low ground dynamic, and that comes in handy later. REYNOR, even in the chaos, investing in the future. He's down 30 army supply though. But the problem for CLEM is REYNOR has 5 bases. So CLEM's income is dry. 26 SCVs right now. Ooh, drier than my high school librarian. He's running out of cash. REYNOR may have a low work account, but he's got more minerals available on 5 bases to mine from. The Widowmines are going to be split firing across a few of those. The Lings try to spread. This is good Widowmine hits in general because at least they're killing units, but as long as REYNOR clears them up, he'll be fine. Lings in the third yet again. Dropping the main though. Dropping the main does catch out. REYNOR starts doing some damage. These Zerglings are going to be in trouble. He reburrows a single Zergling in the base. Down in the south, it looks like that drop is coming north to the center. REYNOR has misclicked some Overlords. CLEM says, yes, please. Discount Overlord sale. I will take that. Another Queen goes down. 23 Queens have died this game. Guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go out there and date REYNOR, do not let him treat you the way he treats his queens. This man is flippant. He's letting them die. There are upward Banelings up there. He's not going to bother setting off on only 4 Marines. He's waiting for a bigger boom. Looks like those burrowed Banelings in the south do go down. Drops are mostly cleaned up in the north. This game is absolutely friggin' awesome. The medevac barely gets out, but that means the Marines are left for dead. Oh man, where's our evac? What the hell, man? 5x5, absolutely not in the pipe right now. Those 3 Marines are done for. They're going to try and do something to distract REYNOR. In the south, another biomine attack comes in. Watch out for the Widowmines. Decent boom booms, but not the game-changing shots that CLEM needs right now. Oh, a medevac gets shot down by a Widowmine. Great spread there, great spread. Sets off a few Banelings to blow up those Widowmines as well. Beautiful play here by REYNOR. However, he's short on Overseers. He never got Overlord speed because this game has been a hectic, low economy barn burner. It's been a bit of a brawl. Command Center's floating down to the gold base. He's going to try and take that to stabilize. 27 workers to 43 drones. Nice ambush there for REYNOR. Widowmine does friendly fire. Watch out for this. Widowmine did take out the first 3 Banelings. Next 2, can they get a hit? Ooh, good spread. 5 SCVs go down. Whoo, he scans. He sees that the hatchery in the north is dead. Liberator's going to re-siege elsewhere. I love the idea to Liberator harass a guy. If you've killed 23 queens, you can't have many left. No, just kidding. He's got 9 queens still, guys. Just kidding. REYNOR has been building queens all game long. 43 workers. The Liberator seals up on that base, does take out a queen, but happy to not lose any workers. REYNOR's gold base running dry. He needs this new hatchery up in the north. Gold base landing is going to be a big boon for CLEM. More Marines and Mines coming in right now. He's traded 8,000 resources more efficiently. Gets the Overseers. Those are valuable. Those are not cheap. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Focuses down 1 or 2 Banelings. Great Widow Mine hit for both sides. Those Widow Mines doing a lot of hit to the clumped up Zerglings, but also a lot of Marine and Medevac damage. So probably better trade for REYNOR overall. 9 SCVs go down. The Banelings are going to burrow in the mineral line. Once again, he cannot afford these scans, but he has to use them. REYNOR. Oh, he even saves a Baneling and turns around and gets a hit. Joining it with the assault. That Baneling is absolutely devious. Ling Bane rolling into the base right now. The Marines trying to pull back. The Marines and the Widow Mines trying to fall back. The Ling Bane rolling in. The Widow Mine does shoot down yet another medevac. The Ling Bane getting massive, massive damage. The SCVs trying to fall away. Ling Bane cascading forwards, and this might be the back-breaking maneuver. There are so many Widow Mines! Oh my god! But REYNOR's splits are good. He finds the 3rd base, now working as the 2nd base. And he's losing the last bit of mining. That was Clem's last bit of income. He only has 4 workers left. He has no pressure on the other side of the map. All those blue dots, other than this Liberator, they're almost all random Widow Mines or Changelings. They're actually REYNOR's Changelings. Burrowed Zerglings blocking the 3rd. Clem unable to land. A lot of Terrans have problems getting their planetaries up, but Clem is so young and virile, he's having trouble getting it down. Oh no! He's going to have to consult a doctor. It's been a while. That's okay. Dr. Marine comes in with a scan and does allow him to get that boy down before there's too much blood flow to the wrong area. Ling Bane is going to gather on the south side. We are going to see those units trying to gather as much as they can. Ooh. Oh me, oh my, man. Oh me, oh my. Ling Bane rolling forwards. Marine Mine trying to hang out. Dude, he's still got an army supply advantage. I don't know how. +3 attack is done for Clem as well. The Ling Bane gathering, the gold base trying to keep him alive. The Widow Mines shooting down the medevacs. He's only got a few SCVs and a mule. He's running them away. There are 18 Widow Mines on this map, but Widow Mines unsupported can be dealt with micro. And REYNOR is showing just that. He is shutting them down with micro. He's going to once again defuse the Widow Mine, shut down the other ones. That Overseer Ling Bane squad doing great. He's got more burrowed Zerglings once again. Clem having trouble putting it down. It's up, it's in the sky. It's so bloody tall. But he has to use another scan. Dr. Marine scan does clean that bad boy up. More Widow Mines on the front. Those guys kept firing on the Queens earlier. A Widow Mine drop tries to get in. He's going to burrow a dude there. But look at the spreadies. Excellent micro from REYNOR. But he's got to be careful. There is a Widow Mine on the high ground. The Queen will tank that. No, actually takes it out before going down. Ling Bane getting microed out here. Oh, I love that. Single burrowed Banelings is so good because he knows he can't afford the scans. But you're like, what are you going to do? Scan for a single Baneling? That's a great trade for REYNOR. REYNOR tries to ambush this. He's got to get rid of these Widow Mines. They're getting so many kills. 11, 23, and 20 kills. The 3 Commander Mines have been such a problem. Clem sees the run by coming, picks up and runs away. These units picking up and running away as well. Clem just cannot establish mining. He has to tap out. That was blocked with burrowed Banelings. Zerglings were denying this. This command center's floating around. He's only got the orbitals, and they're all just derping about, unable to do anything because REYNOR just had him dead to rights. These Marines could no longer find more damage. REYNOR still had this base mining on the right, this base mining here. It might not seem like a lot of minerals, but compared to almost nothing, it was enough. What an intense, intense game as we go up 2-0 for REYNOR. All right. What the heck is going on, everybody? We've got Clem now down 0-2, and he has to fight very hard. Much harder than this. Is it a bear, right? Is it a bear or a dog? Let me know in the comments. People are going to be, it's obviously a bear or a dog, whichever one it is. I don't actually know. Anyways, he's got to fight back. He's got to win 3 games in a row to win this finals. It is a best of 5. REYNOR in the top left looking fantastic so far. And it looks like he's going 16 hatchery again. I like it. The confidence. Now, it is back on the Terran map pick, hard lead, as we talked about earlier. Chat says it is a polar bear. They reckon it's a polar bear. Yeah, I mean, it does look a little bit... It kind of looks like a doggy, though, almost. Like the tongue, it must be edited. It's like a polar bear, but they added a cute tongue. Like, they edited a cute tongue on it, and it makes it look like a cute puppy dog instead. Anyways. Yeah, polar bears are scary, man. The footage of like people in those like the photographer or whatever sitting in the container, you know, like the clear, like it's like got metal reinforcements and then it's got, is it plastic or is it meant to be bulletproof glass or something? And they just sit out there and then the polar bear comes up and starts like rolling it around and trying to like smash in the see-through bit to get at the tasty photographer morsel inside. That is some scary footage. I'm like, this person's actually crazy. I would not do that. I feel like it's like, you know, there'd be some guys like, no, it's perfectly safe, but it's the same guy who bloody designed that stupid submarine to go down to the Titanic, you know? He's like, no, it's fine. It's cool. We've already tested it like 100 times and it has stress fractures, but that's a good sign. You're like, Jesus, guys. Anyways, gonna take a third base over to the right. Is it link speed or third base first? Looks like it's gonna be third base first. Classic clash opening on the way for REYNOR by the looks of it. Oh, he hasn't started it yet. There we go. Just microing his little heart out. Loses a Zergling. Doesn't want to lose a second one. Just waiting to see if he can find more damage. I want to talk about the strategy here. Clem is going to go 3cc, which is fine. I think that the big changes, REYNOR's beat you twice. How's he done it? By being aggressive, right? REYNOR has not done this. Oh! Creep Tumor barely surviving. Clem almost got it, but not worth losing the Reaper, so good choice. So I think basically, yeah, that last game, you just need to leave a few units at home. That's all you need to do as Clem. I know that sounds simple, but you know, you still can be aggressive. You still can drop and get out there, but you gotta leave a few more units. And after the first or second run by, you need to build a bunker at your third. Having a bunker and a few more Marines around and maybe a defensive Widowmine on that third, it really punishes extra attacks. It means REYNOR has to commit a lot more Ling Bane. The problem in the last game is multiple times REYNOR would run in with 12 Zerglings or 4 Banelings and find big damage. And you need him to have to invest more to actually be damaging your economy on your third base. Because Clem didn't have the defense in place, REYNOR was able to keep going in with small investments to find big value. And that's why he was able to make that low economy style of just mass units to both defend and attack at the same time work. Banshee going to come out for Clem this time. Banshees are also a great defensive unit. If you keep it alive all game, it just chills above your third base and defends run-bys pretty much forever. But this does, I think, have a bit of a slower momentum sort of start to it. So this is the sort of opening where I think REYNOR does the best at just going standard macro. Against Cloaked Banshee, get your 85 workers up by the 7-minute mark and swarm. Now, interestingly, REYNOR usually plays roaches on this map. We might see a roach horn soon, just to get that early kind of defense going. He did get in the back door with an Overlord, by the way, but the 2 Marines are keeping him pinned back there. Good creep spread and a nice fast lair on the way as well. Fantastic play. Now, if you don't know what they're doing, they might be going Cloaked Banshee. Going a fast lair allows you to make Overseers. It's the safest way to play. Spore covers the main, and then you can cover the natural in the third with just Queens and potentially an Overseer if you see a Banshee, which he's about to find out. There is indeed one coming forward from that right side. Extra barracks building behind this for Clem. Clem's going to use the Banshee with the aliens to try to get a Queen kill, and he will get one of them. He can always repair the Banshee, so not the worst investment. The downside is if he doesn't repair it quickly, it may slow down the second Banshee moving across the map and joining up for their lethal damage. Oh, he sacrifices a Hellion and a Reaper to get another Queen kill. Interesting. Clem trying to trade very aggressively on REYNOR this game. Trying to open up some momentum. REYNOR will no doubt be careful with his Queen energy from now on. I say as he drops another Creep Tumor. Because the thing is, he's only got 1 transfuse. So if the Hellions go back in and focus this Queen down, he can't transfuse it. This is why you want to always have multiple Queens with 50 energy. So the next 30 seconds, he's got to be a little careful with his defensive Queens down there. Same up here, he's only got 1 transfuse between the 2 right now. Hellions do take out the Creep Tumors. Banshees are repaired and now moving in from the left side. A bit slow to cloak, though. Guess he's saving energy. And cancelling that base would be big. There's an Overseer and 3 Queens coming. He could have defended this if he was in position, but I think if Clem stutter steps, he can take it out. Oh, Clem's slow on the micro. He could have cancelled that. He could have cancelled that. That would have been a full 45-second delay, if not more, on that base. Missed opportunity for Clem. Rare moment of inattention. Oh, and he loses a Banshee. Queens come up from all bases. Great micro from REYNOR. The way these guys aren't even on a control group. He just pulled them manually. Right? Yeah. Wait. Oh, no. He's got 3 control groups of queens. Okay, now he's simplifying it. You could see he was just shuffling his queens around control groups. He's decided 8 queens on the front and then 3 injecting queens, which is this one. Of course, we got Lizzie, Latifah, and Cersei over there as well. The 3 injecting queens. Double Evo chamber coming up. And oh, it's a Spire! He's playing Mutalisk. I don't think Clem's seen that. Hidden in behind the 3rd. Great play. I love seeing Mutalisks. This map, I don't see Mutalisks very often on it. Clem's already building Widow Mines, which is, I said for years, Widow Mines, he's so good with Widow Mine styles. It is Clem's best style because it plays a higher momentum, higher pace, which allows him to force the Zerg into taking awkward fights. Widow Mines, one of them gets taken out. The other one does fire a little bit delayed. It does get taken out by those Zerglings afterwards, though. Armory not quite finished, so you don't need Overseers just yet. But he's already got 3 of them, so I think he's completely fine. Lingbane forcing those Marines to pick up. The creep in the middle looking great. So he's got a Schlong in the middle. He's got a left one and a right one. You got to be careful, much like the Hydra. If you don't stay on top of REYNOR's creep heads, they will basically just start spawning extra ones, and it becomes a losing battle. But I think if he can just nip these front bits off, he definitely can slow it down and see if that can do something. 1-1's finished right now for Clem. 1-1's just started. That sounds terrible, but you got to realize there's 10 Mutalisks out. That's where his gas went to, where all of his investment went to. Hellbat Marine on the right. Marine Widowmine on the left. Oh, Clem caught, not looking, gets ambushed. A beautiful spread for REYNOR. A Widowmine does punish him a little bit, but Clem was a bit too focused on the top left. REYNOR fainted on the top right, and then quickly attacked in the bottom left and found big damage. And if he can now take this out, if the Banelings can connect with the Hellbats, oh, the Hellbats are clumped. Clem! Oh no, Clem! Finding out about the Mutalisks and panicking, screwing up his micro a little bit. He's got to be careful. This is an amazing start for REYNOR. Only down a couple hundred resources in the units lost. And anytime you're connecting Banelings on Marines, that's going to be a great way of making up for the lack of upgrades. The Mutalisks getting focused down. Clem just focused down 5 Mutalisks there. He did lose quite a few Marines, but that's important. Those Mutalisks are expensive units, down to just 9 when he could have been at 14 Mutas right now. 4th Command Center is up, and this is what I hate. Against guys like Clem, you think like, okay, you're stuck on 3 base, right? No. Clem's already got a 4th, turning into a planetary. Thors, mines, 2-2 on the way. Is he on 8 barracks? He's only on 5 barracks. At least his 6th, 7th, 8th barracks are delayed because Thors and 4th bases are expensive. But it's actually one of these things where, like in the old days, Terrans couldn't keep up the pace, and you could keep them on 3 base and have like a 4 and then 5 base advantage versus them for a while. Clem's so good at getting that 4th up so fast, even when you're playing Mutalisks, that you kind of go, okay, I'm a bit ahead on the economy, but not as much as I'd like. Not with this income deficit. Great Widowmine hit to start. Second one, only going to get 2 Zerglings. Good cleanups there by REYNOR. Whew. Three more barracks goes down, and concussive starts at the same time. Dude, Clem's gotten so good at remembering that concussive. I criticized him a lot for that for a while, and he's just so consistent with both macro and micro these days. It feels a little bit less like he's just running headlong towards his opponent and smashing his head into a wall while forgetting key macro components, which he used to sometimes get stuck in that mode. Think of him against REYNOR at Gamers 8. You know, Clem looked amazing after defeating Maru, and he just played such a hectic, chaotic style against REYNOR, but just kept forgetting key upgrades, and key little macro mistakes were really costing him. Infestation pits only now coming in for REYNOR. REYNOR's on 95 drones. He had a fantastic start with a few of those engagements. The focus fire on the mutas was good earlier, though, and did get some value there. Oh, my lord. Okay, 4 more Mutalisks go down. That's 9 mutas in total killed. There's only 14 Mutalisks left there. Can maybe pick off a reactor, but with a turret behind it and Marines coming forward, low likelihood of that. Push starting to cascade to the left side. Widowmine Marine spread. The real trick here is once you get some Marauders with this army, Lingbane is very weak. But that's not the case right now. Banelings roll in on the left, get a bunch of Marines. Lings run in, surround a Thor, and go after the SCVs at the same time. These Marines will come back and defend this, but the Thor falling is great. Oh, he even spreads against the Widowmine. REYNOR's multitasking is out of this world. Beautiful play here by REYNOR. Just being as annoying as he possibly can. He's going to burrow in the corner. CLEM is going to build a turret. Doesn't want to waste a scan for that. Might need that turret for the future with the Mutalisks flying around anyway. 58 Marines, 85 Workers, 13 Mines, 1 Banshee. Where is the Marauder production right now? I have to question that. The 8 Barracks are up. The Tech Labs are done, but he hasn't really queued up many Marauders. I'm assuming he built the Marines first. Didn't have the money. Now a second Marauder queues up. But he definitely needs a little bit more than that. Lingbane rolling forwards, trying to keep back the advance. REYNOR doesn't want to commit fully to a fight there. And you can see the Mutalisks will go for the counterattack. 21 Mutalisks out right now. Hydra Den starting. REYNOR is going to go for a Lurker transition on Eye of Tech. A total of 10 Mutalisks have died this game. Army still controlling this high ground. CLEM has a 5th base up. He's got 2 more orbitals making behind it. CLEM's getting to late game. Oh! I didn't even see that! Oh my lord! Burrowed Banelings on the corner. Take out about 15 Marines. Great catch there. Watch out for the Widow Mines, REYNOR. Takes out the turret. Does take a few big Widow Mine splashes, but no other units other than the turrets to capitalize, so he's okay to take a bit of a trade. 16 Mutalisks have died this game. Units lost tab, as you can see up there. 2,000 resources in favor of CLEM. But REYNOR is still finding ways to trade, and he's doing it pretty well. He's on 93 Workers. Banelings are going to blow up the Planetary and get out of there. Those Widow Mines, oh! Those Widow Mines do turn this into a one-way trip, though. Oh, Mass Muter on the right. Lingbane rolling to the 3rd at the same time. He's trying to overload CLEM right now. CLEM quickly abandons that 3rd base with the Workers. Oh, that could be huge. He's going for a Starport snipe. Starport, it's the only one out right now, and the Starport will go down. Those +2 Mutalisks making some magic happen. Fantastic play there. The Thor is going to pick up and chase this. There is burrowed Banelings there, by the way. As the Marines come forward, this could turn into a successful bait for REYNOR. Oh, this could turn into a very successful bait. But CLEM says, let's not get lured out there. This seems like a trap to me. 3-3 melee carapace about halfway done. 3-3 is finished for the Terran, so there is an upgrade advantage being enjoyed by CLEM right now. He's got a new Starport on the way, but no medevac or lib production right now. 2 more command centers building as well. One of those orbitals is now finished up on the 5th base. Muta's thinking about going back to the main. There's enough Marines and a mine there to defend. Turret in the mineral line is going to... Oh, he's a bit too slow on the repair. CLEM has to abandon that base, and he pulls this whole army home. Just a few Mutalisks. Remember, the Lurker upgrades are on the way. There's even a second Lurker Den. REYNOR really desperately wanting to get those Lurker upgrades out as fast as possible. Mass Ling running in again. Mutalisks do fly through into the natural. They're being as distracting as they can. Thor, Mine, and now Fusion Core and extra Starports on the way. The Mutalisks getting gunned down. Lings in the 3rd base do get pushed back at the same time, but 16 Workers in total, not bad. That being said, CLEM is on 5 orbitals right now, and he's got a good base count. I like that this one at the front can be lifted as well. He scans there, even though those Banelings are actually burrowing in turret range, just instincts kicking in. Only 3 Mutalisks in the back. I'd like to see CLEM realize that, bring these units back. He might think there's more there, but that's a lot of supply to have sitting dead in the back of your base. Another Thor does come out. He's got 3 of them right now. Widowmine gets a decent hit, but a Sensor Tower and a turret do go down. REYNOR chipping away at his map control. Now, REYNOR's creep spread is not amazing right now. It's okay. He's building spines everywhere. He's going for Lurkers, Adrenal Glands. Adaptive Talons will be about to finish soon. And we should be seeing ranged upgrades for those Lurkers and then Hydras. Oh, another burrowed Baneling bait. Nicely done. REYNOR has been playing a slick style of StarCraft. The question is, how do you start killing bases? I mean, Lurkers are pretty good at both tanking mines and just burrowing and killing bases. But it looks like he's trying to attack the right with a sort of Massling Bane army. A single Banshee still there, very annoying to deal with. Hydra upgrades haven't happened yet. +1 range has not happened. Lurker Baneling running in that top side. Widowmine gonna fire, take out a lot of those Banelings. More Banelings rolling in behind it, but they're not really finding the mark. Great pullbacks for CLEM. That command center should be able to get repaired. Oh, right side, Massling comes in as well. The Thors are picked up and pulled to the rear, but that means the command center in the top right is vulnerable. Lurkers do force this base to pick up. If they could take out the command center, that would be massive. The Biomine does defend the planetary, and it's finally erected in the top right. Lings are still being annoying. Lurkers denying the central base. But as the Liberator comes up, and the Marine Marauder Thor is here, it does look like CLEM should be able to defend this. He's F2ing a little bit. Mutalisks distracting him in the back, and REYNOR's just trying to distract him. trying to get mistakes. Catches a bunch of damage. Marauders on that left side. Massling Lurker rolling in. There's not many Marines or Ghosts to deal with it. The Lings are going to get defended in the natural, but look at that Lurker spread. These command centers starting to take damage. Planetary on the left does push back a bunch of these units. The Orbital did burn down. Another command center deep in the red. REYNOR finding value. Yes, he's been down almost 10,000 resources. The unit's lost, though. Clem needs to just stabilize and hang on. His 6th orbital is almost here. He's not quite on the Iron Bank, but he's not too far off either. Building armor is also there. If he can get a planetary, that's going to be a 5 armor beast that will absorb a lot of the incoming damage from REYNOR. REYNOR is now making Hydra upgrades. He's queued up both of them. Still no range upgrades, surprisingly. But does he turn these into Lurkers, or is this just Hydraling Bane? So he's got 6 Lurkers, so it's mostly Hydraling Bane with a handful of Lurkers for now. He's going to stop that planetary. Good lift there for Clem. An accidental Cyclone got built by the looks of it. Oh, Burrowed Banelings! Another Burrowed Baneling here! Clem is not having a good day with Burrowed Banelings. This man needs to build a Raven. Why are pro gamers so stupid? SCV repair should save it, should save it! Oh, he barely doesn't repair with enough SCVs. Clem, it would have been worth sacrificing a few more SCVs to get just that save on. Underestimated it. REYNOR barely denies the right base, and that is huge because Lurkers are starting to siege this center one. You can't be stuck on 4 bases 18 minutes into the game. Not when you've been mining your bases out as hard and fast as Clem has. Clem is unable to remax right now, and just a few Lurkers are being so annoying for him to deal with. Ghosts are going to start to snipe these Lurkers. He could also use... Oh, he doesn't have Cloak. Big attack on the right side. Hydraling Bane comes in. Oh my god, new orbitals floated over. It's in danger zone. The SCVs are getting gunned down. Dude, Clem is actually getting picked apart right now. REYNOR is all over it. His Lurkers all get cleaned up in the middle, but that's where the attention was. And guess what? If you're busy killing Lurkers in the left with most of your Ghosts, you don't have anything on the right. The Hydras here may only have 5 range for now, but they've got the move speed upgrade. That orbital in the top right of our screen does burn down. And as he comes up with his Ghost, it's a little bit too little too late. Clem has to just stabilize on the center base for now. I think maybe trying to even take that base was a mistake. Maybe he should have just slowed down and turtle up in the center. I don't know if REYNOR really has what it takes to beat Clem in the end game. I do think Clem has a spectacular end game if he can get there, whereas REYNOR is more of a, I want to keep making mid-game units and smashing them into you and just leveraging my economy advantage. And he's done it excellently. I'm not saying he's done it poorly, but it's definitely never really been his forte to try and play the late game. Now, Hydras barely can reach the Liberator, so good defense there. Ultras definitely is a funky transition. I wouldn't call that the optimal way to play from here, but just an extra unit you can mix in and can have its uses. Bit late to usually go for that. Mutalisk Overseer gets F2'd. REYNOR forgot these guys existed, and he will lose a few units there. Widowmine gets a big boom. Another, oh, the second one wasn't quite as big. EMP on the Viper did land. Good spready backwards, but REYNOR is happy to click that planetary and pull back. He knows he can take slightly nasty trades, and it'll be all okay. Queens will deal with the Liberator in the top, and Transfuse does save one of the Queens, but 2 Queens do fall. Marine Marauder Ghost coming forward. A random SCV with a gas barrel is in there. Unlike some games, you cannot ignite explosive barrels of gas in this game. It does not work that way. Clem is, of course, in a desperate spot. He needs to do counter damage because his worker count, his base count has been lowered. He's on 50 workers against 80. That being said, moving out seems like a fool's errand. He's got the new base up in the middle, but it's an orbital. He doesn't have planetaries to fall back on. He doesn't have the layers of defense, the layers of tanks and libs, and all of those things that he'd like. His Widow Mines are also very clumped right now, which means 3 Banelings in the middle of that would be a juicy pick-off of 4 Widow Mines. But REYNOR gets pushed back by the Marine Ghost. Lurker comes forward, as do the Banelings. Watch out! The Widow Mines have already all fired. The Liberator goes down. Banelings getting onto the Marines and the Ghosts. And a couple of Ghosts, but mostly all the Marines go down. The Lurker's still there. Scan does take it out. But this is massive damage for REYNOR. He's still got big income. Look at his income, guys. 2,500 to 800. He's got more than 3 times the money. Top right, far left, both mining fantastically. There is a Liberator starting to dent his income a little bit, but it is a dent. Whereas REYNOR is not just denting Clem's income. If Clem's income was his skull, it would be caved in 6 different places right now. This would be one of those bodies we find from the ancient days in a bog that is so broken apart they had to have died in battle. There are just fragments of skull remaining right now of Clem's economy. We're going to have to try and analyze a single fingernail to figure out what this guy had for lunch yesterday. He just gets overrun and overwhelmed. REYNOR with a 3-0. Dude, I love the way he started that series from start to finish. Clever strategies, unique strategies, really good handling of the 2-Rax Reaper. Last game, sitting on 60 workers for most of the game and just swarming with Lingbane. And then this one, of course, also going for mutas, transitioning up to lurkers. It felt like he really kept himself in the driver's seat. And with these two, it's always a battle for momentum. Who's in charge? Who's controlling the game? Who's forcing the other guy to play on the back foot? And this series, it was all Clem on the back foot. He just could not get back in control. Lovely play by REYNOR. GG.